Comments! Our first comment comes from Lil Fortnite 6461, and that's a horrible name, please change it. This is officially Liverpool's season. PSG were Liverpool were good. Liverpool were far better than them, having 17 shots to PSG's 9. Ooh, stats, basic, but still stats. But, Lil Fortnite, if you're suggesting that this game is indicative of Liverpool winning the entire Champions League this year, or God forbid, you mean a treble, you are sorely mistaken. Liverpool have some strange natural ability to just force through a win, like it's Oprah speaking it into existence. But if I were to base my assumption on this game like you are, then no, you won't. Like I said once before, I think you'll get like a League Cup or something. I don't think you'll win the Champions League, not if Salah plays as absolute woof like he did yesterday, getting dispossessed 5 times and making the terrible pass which led to PSG's equaliser. Everyone just needs to calm down in general a fair bit. It's still early doors and half of you madmen are making mental shouts. But, I mean, at least it gives me a title for a video, so I guess it's not all bad. So keep being stupid for me, please. Thank you. The next comment comes from Movie Maker 333, and this was on Stat Wars. Can't wait for the League Edition. Stat Wars The League Edition is about to become a thing because Chris Hamill just can't beat Pato. And guess what? Lispy has secured a place. It's me, no one else here has a lisp. I don't know why I put my name in, to be honest. I got every single question wrong the last time I was on it. And if anything, my football knowledge has got worse since I joined. I'm not sure this is going to go very well, but whatever happens, it should be a crazy ride, just too crazy, in the new spaceship, which I built with my own 2 hands, and a keyboard, and a mouse, and a subscription to Photoshop. The next comment comes from I Speak the Truth, and it was on Sunday Vibes. If you took away United-related rubbish from this channel, it would die very quickly. Lol. Yeah, it would, and it's not remotely our fault, because you guys won't click on anything else. It's not our fault if you're obsessed with that bloody club. What else do you want us to do? Put someone in the thumbnail like Lucas Moura? Wow, watch those views roll in. We wouldn't be getting more reviews than we do now. Ha! James joke. If you guys promise to stop being fummist, then we will finally be able to get rid of Pogba looking like this on the thumbnail and out of the title. Our next comment comes from our very own resident dwarf, and it's Hamill the Animal, who replied to me on Twitter. Andros Townsend has had the best hair transplant in the Prem. That is a huge, huge shout. First, there was Conte's, then we had Rooney's, Cesc Fabregas, David Platt, even Steve Claridge got in on the act. But for me, there can only be one winner, and it doesn't actually come from the Prem. I've ignored that bit of his question, because I found the best hair transplant ever. And it's Lee Griffiths. Now, it may not look like much. It may sort of look, thank you, James agrees. It may not look like much. It may sort of look like it's still currently me off backwards a little bit. But good God, wait until you see the before photo. Look at that. How did he look in the mirror that morning and go, yeah, that looks good to me. You know what will top this look off? I'll keep the goatee. He looks like a pigeon that had gotten into a scrap and lost. It looks like he was loading his hair and then just halfway through his Wi-Fi dropped out at 50%. The doctor that sorted that out should be knighted immediately. Our next comment comes from Sai Venkatagarish. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to mention bloody Eden Hazard because it's the 3rd week in a row and I'm bored of talking about the absolute Belgian bun. He scored 3 goals, 1 good one, 1 deflection and 1 penalty against a team with less points than Hugo Lloris's driving licence. He's doing well, but let's all calm down a bit now and have a little bit of perspective. That's sure to rumble a few more Chelsea feathers. Lovely. You lot, Chelsea fans, can now go in the same group of people as Liverpool fans, in the group of people who I just like to wind up every week. Go mad in the comments. It makes me laugh. At MiniJames_123 got at me on Twitter and he said 90+1 facts is just better. Was it? The only bit from 90+1 videos that I remember was a Marcus Alonso joke. that I'm still quite proud of.
I'm 22 and I still haven't learned to drive, and I don't need to because the well-oiled public transport infrastructure of London means I don't have to. Plus, I'm worried I'd accidentally kill someone.
Apart from that, I don't really think anyone realised how mundane it was making those videos sometimes. I don't want to disparage my own work, but I'm going to. I got the channel to 30k, yay! But it really takes its toll on you when trying to find 91 facts about someone who's just not that interesting. A lot of the time I had to just take the piss and be like, fact 89, Paul Pogba has both his arms and both his legs. Like, I much prefer making this show. Seabass is my name, and this was on last week's episode. Like to get Kieran on Sunday vibes. Oh yeah boy, let's see how many likes that got. I guess you don't want to hear my in-depth opinion on why Alexis Sanchez isn't working at United and why the economic instability of the European leagues will lead to eventual carnage and degradation of football as a sport. And then China and India will rule football for the next 100 years. But no, that's fine. Clearly, I just know too much about football. Our next comment was also on last week's episode, and it's for 2241 space C. Will we ever have someone else host the comment show over my dead lispy body, all right? Either that, or whenever I finally take a week off to go on holiday, and then even then James would come in and do it, and at this point I'm convinced we're probably the same person. Comment of the week comes from Mars Llama, and it was on Hot Takes. FD used to be great, but now half their videos are talking about them as people and not actual football. Like, I don't think anyone cares. Sorry mate, God forbid anyone has any personality on the two channels. That'd be awful. I don't really get the thinking behind this comment. I watch YouTube videos for the personalities. I like to know a bit more about the people in the actual video. There's a time and a place, obviously. You don't want to be halfway through a scout report and Zach is suddenly like, my presenting skills have gotten way better, check this glow up. That'd be weird. But in Hot Takes, a show with unreal banter, absolutely unreal, we barely give incredibly serious answers to actual football questions. So having a few funny ones about us creates a community and a connection between us and the viewers, which is literally what YouTube is about. So you may not care, Mars Llama, but I like to think other people do. Our next comment comes from Barno Schmickelbeer. How's Schalke doing? I don't want to talk about it, to be honest, Barno. It's not going well. Schalke wore a very vibrant and eye-catching kit against Mönchengladbach, but the performance was quite the opposite. Despite having more shots on target than Borussia Mönchengladbach, Schalke's expected goals were almost half of theirs, which means all of their shots were shanked from useless positions. Last season's top scorer was Bergstaller with only 11, but he's yet to score so far this year and he didn't even manage a shot on target, let alone off target this game. Mbolo is worthy of a mention though, for his sexy consolation goal where he curled it outrageously into the top right hand bin when it looked nailed on to go top left. But wait, there's more. Second game in a week. Schalke played Porto this week as well, and it may not be a league point, but it's still technically a point. Mbolo was on target again for his second in 2 games, but we only had 39% possession at home. Porto pretty much dominated the game, and you just can't do that at home in the Champions League. Despite that, there were some standout performances from Bentaleb and goalkeeper Farman. Bentaleb made 10 tackles, and Farman saved 1 penalty out of 2, but you know. Now on the subject of penalties, 2 were given against Schalke, against Porto, and it's a joke now. I'm not convinced either were penalties, especially the second one. Absolute dive. Schalke have now been involved in 5 penalty decisions in just 5 games this season. That's mad. Stop. Just stop it. Although apparently it's my fault. Jordan Grobler said Schalke are performing because Kieran started supporting them. He's a bad omen. Alright Jordan mate, you're barred. You're not allowed around these parts no more. I don't want to see your face here ever again, you got that? Bad omen? I'll show you a bad omen, you bitch. Yeah, that'll show you. And that is all for this episode. Go subscribe to my personal channel, subscribe to Your Football Daily, and if you need one piece of life advice, don't eat 10 slices of bread in a day because you will feel incredibly sick. It was great though, I really enjoyed it.